First contact failures. The grand convocation chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with the voices of 100 species. Floating orbs of light illuminated the vast dome, where representatives from the oldest spacefaring civilizations gathered to discuss matters of galactic importance. Today's agenda: the human problem. High Counselor Vextar, a towering figure with iridescent scales and 6 articulated limbs, activated the central hologram. The image of a small blue-green planet appeared, rotating slowly. "Earth," he said, his translator converting his harmonics into standard galactic common. "Home to the humans, who have recently achieved primitive faster-than-light travel." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Most were dismissive. "They've requested full membership in the Galactic Council," continued Vextar. "I've reviewed their application and find it premature." Ambassador Jolan of the Mithridian Collective fluttered her membrane wings in amusement. "These humans have barely left their solar system. Their technology is rudimentary at best, dangerous at worst. Their ships are fragile," added Councillor Drell of the Tachyon Imperium. "Our scans show their hulls would collapse under moderate weapons fire. They pose no threat and offer no significant contributions to our alliance." "They are persistent," noted Vextar. "This is their 3rd application in as many cycles." "Then let us make our position clear," declared Ambassador Jolan. "The humans will be granted observer status only. They may attend non-classified sessions, but will have no voting rights or access to Council technology. Perhaps in another century, they might be reconsidered." The motion passed unanimously. Commander Nara Reeves stood on the bridge of the UES Dauntless, Earth's newest exploratory vessel. Through the viewport, she watched as shuttles from various alien delegations departed the massive Galactic Council station. None had bothered to visit the human ship. "They've relegated us to observer status," reported Lieutenant Commander Jackson, her XO, reading from a datapad. "Again." Nara's jaw tightened. "They didn't even inspect our ship." "Would it have mattered if they did? The Dauntless doesn't exactly showcase our best." That was the point, but Nara couldn't say so, even to her XO. The Dauntless appeared, to outside observers and scans, as a standard human exploratory vessel. Its true capabilities remained classified at the highest levels. "Orders, Commander?" asked Jackson. "We maintain position and continue diplomatic efforts," she replied. "Admiral Costa wants us to." "Commander." The urgent voice of Ensign Patel at communications cut through. "Priority message from Outpost Horizon. They're under attack." Nara strode to the comm station. "Put it through." The screen flickered to life, showing a woman in a dust-covered uniform, her face streaked with blood. Explosions echoed in the background. "This is Administrator Chen of Outpost Horizon. We are under attack by unknown forces. Our defenses are failing. We have civilians." The transmission cut to static. "Location," demanded Nara. "Rigel Sector, Commander. It's one of our furthest colonies." Nara turned to Jackson. "Alert the Council. Request immediate assistance." "Preposterous," declared Councillor Drell when Nara finished presenting the distress call in the emergency session. "The Rigel Sector is peaceful. There are no hostile species in that region." "We have confirmed the transmission," insisted Nara. "Outpost Horizon is under attack." High Counselor Vextar steepled his many-jointed fingers. "Commander Reeves, your colony is in unclaimed space beyond Council protection. You established it without consultation. There are 10,000 civilians on that outpost," Nara said, struggling to maintain diplomatic protocol. "They need immediate assistance." Ambassador Jolan's voice was condescending. "Perhaps this is a misunderstanding. Your sensors are primitive by our standards. It could be a natural phenomenon that your colonists have misinterpreted. Or perhaps," suggested Councillor Drell, "this is an internal human conflict you're attempting to draw us into." Nara's patience snapped. "People are dying while we debate. If the Council won't help, the Dauntless will respond alone." "That would be inadvisable," warned Vextar. Your vessel is not equipped for combat. If there truly is an unknown hostile force, you would be destroyed. Then we die trying, Nara replied coldly. Unlike the Galactic Council, humans don't abandon their own. The Dauntless dropped out of FTL at the edge of the Horizon system. The bridge was silent as the main screen displayed the devastation ahead. The outpost's orbital platforms were shattered, debris forming a ring around the moon where the colony had been established. Life signs? Asked Nara. Science Officer Takeda worked his console. Faint readings from the surface. Some colonists may have reached the emergency bunkers. But, Commander, there's something else. The screen shifted to show 3 massive vessels in orbit. Their design was unlike anything in Council records, asymmetrical constructs that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. No known match in our database, reported Takeda. Energy signatures are off the charts. They're powering weapons, warned Lieutenant Ray at Tactical. Evasive maneuvers, ordered Nara. The Dauntless banked hard as energy pulses streaked past. One grazed the port side, causing the ship to shudder. Shields at 80%, reported Ray. Our conventional weapons won't make a dent in those ships. Nara exchanged glances with Jackson. It was time. All hands, this is the commander. Initiate Protocol Omega. Authorization Reeves Alpha 70. Throughout the ship, hidden compartments opened. Systems that had remained dormant activated. The lighting shifted as the Dauntless drew power from its true core. What are you doing? Came a startled voice. Nara had forgotten about their council observer, a junior diplomat named Trellickson, who had insisted on accompanying them despite Vextar's warnings. Saving our people, replied Nara. Lieutenant Ray, deploy Chimera countermeasures. Target the nearest vessel. Chimera, questioned Trellickson. That technology doesn't exist in human ships. No, agreed Nara as the Dauntless transformed around them. Hull plates shifted, revealing weapons emplacements that had been invisible to Council scans. It doesn't exist in the ships we showed you. The first alien vessel turned toward them, energy building for another attack. Firing Chimera, announced Ray. What emerged from the Dauntless wasn't an energy beam or conventional missile. It was a swarm, thousands of microscopic drones that moved in perfect coordination, forming a silvery stream that enveloped the alien ship. What is this? Demanded Trellickson. Adaptive nanotechnology, explained Jackson. They'll analyze the ship's structure and find weaknesses. On screen, the alien vessel's weapons flickered and died as the nanites disrupted its systems, but the other 2 ships were moving to surround the Dauntless. They're coordinating, observed Takeda, adapting to our attack. A massive energy surge struck the Dauntless, sending crew members flying across the bridge. Emergency systems wailed. Shields at 40%, shouted Ray over the noise. They've matched frequencies. Nara gripped her command chair. Deploy the Lazarus protocol. Even Jackson looked surprised. Commander, Lazarus is untested outside simulations. No time like the present. XO. Nara turned to the horrified Council observer. You might want to hold onto something. As the alien vessels closed in for the kill, the Dauntless began to change again. The lights dimmed completely as all power diverted to the experimental system. For a moment, the ship seemed to flicker out of existence. Then it reappeared, not in one place, but 3. Perfect duplicates of the Dauntless surrounded the alien ships. Holographic projections, asked Trellickson in disbelief. Quantum duplications, corrected Nara. Temporary, but very real. The alien vessels fired wildly, unable to determine which Dauntless was genuine. Each duplicate responded with chimera swarms of their own. We can't maintain this for long, warned Jackson, checking the rapidly depleting power reserves. We don't need long, replied Nara. We just need to reach the surface. Prepare rescue shuttles. We're going in to get our people. As the duplicates engaged the alien ships, the real Dauntless descended toward Outpost Horizon. Through the viewport, Nara could see the devastation. Most of the colony was in ruins, but the central bunker's shields still flickered weakly. "Commander," said Takeda quietly, "Council ships approaching. They must have followed us." Nara's expression hardened. Now they show up. Too late to help, but just in time to witness. "What will they do when they see what the Dauntless really is?" asked Jackson. "That," replied Nara as she prepared to lead the rescue mission, "is tomorrow's problem. Today, we save our people." The human response. 3 Council observation vessels maintained position at the edge of the system, watching as the Dauntless and its quantum duplicates engaged the alien attackers. On board the lead ship, the Celestial Mandate, High Counselor Vextar and his senior staff viewed the battle with increasing disbelief. "Impossible," whispered Science Director Quarrel. "The humans do not possess this technology." "Evidently they do," replied Vextar, his scales shifting color with his agitation. "The question is, how much have they concealed from us?" On the main viewer, one of the Dauntless duplicates flickered and vanished as its energy depleted. The alien vessels immediately concentrated fire on the remaining ships. "Should we intervene?" asked Captain Zhu, commander of the Celestial Mandate. Vextar hesitated. Council protocol forbade military engagement without full authorization. Yet watching the clearly outmatched humans fight to save their colony stirred something uncomfortable in him. "Continue observation," he ordered finally. "Record everything." On the surface of Outpost Horizon, Commander Reeves led her team through the rubble-strewn corridors of the Central Administrative Complex. Emergency lighting cast eerie shadows as they pushed deeper into the structure. "Life signs ahead," reported Corporal Martinez, checking her scanner. "Multiple signatures in the main bunker." They reached a sealed blast door. Lieutenant Ray placed breaching charges at the control panel. "Ready, Commander." "Do it," ordered Nara. The small explosion disabled the locking mechanism. With a hydraulic hiss, the massive door slid open to reveal hundreds of colonists huddled inside. Administrator Chen stepped forward, her arm in a makeshift sling. "Commander Reeves." "How?" "Explanations later," interrupted Nara. "We need to evacuate immediately. The Dauntless can't hold off the attackers indefinitely." Chen nodded, turning to organize her people. "What about the research data? Everything we've discovered about the artifacts." Nara frowned. "What artifacts?" "The reason we're being attacked," explained Chen, leading Nara to a secure terminal. 2 months ago, we discovered ruins on the far side of the moon. Ancient technology, unlike anything we've seen before. The screen displayed images of geometric structures with surfaces that seemed to shift and change, even in still photographs. "We believe it's a weapons platform of some kind," continued Chen. "Or at least, that's what our attackers think. They appeared 3 days after we began active scans." "You should have reported this immediately," said Nara. "We tried. Our long-range communications were the first thing they disabled." A violent explosion shook the bunker, sending dust cascading from the ceiling. "We need to move," insisted Jackson over the comm. "Commander, the Dauntless can't take much more punishment." "Begin the evacuation," ordered Nara, "and download all research data on these artifacts." In orbit, the situation was deteriorating rapidly. The last quantum duplicate had failed, leaving only the Dauntless to face the 3 alien vessels. Its innovative defenses had surprised the attackers initially, but they were learning, adapting their tactics with each exchange. "Shields at 20%, reported the tactical officer. "Chimera swarms depleted. The rescue shuttles need at least 10 more minutes to reach orbit." Captain Wei Lai, left in command while Nara led the ground team, made a swift decision. "Activate the Phoenix Protocol." The tactical officer paled. "Captain, that system is highly experimental. The power requirements alone cold." "We're out of options," interrupted Wei. "Do it." Deep within the Dauntless, the final contingency system engaged. The ship's conventional power plant went offline as energy flowed from a carefully shielded chamber at the vessel's core. What happened next defied conventional physics. The space around the Dauntless began to distort. Light bent and twisted as localized gravity fluctuations created a defensive perimeter. On the celestial mandate, alarms blared. "What is that?" demanded Vextar, staring at readings that shouldn't have been possible. "They're manipulating gravitational fields," replied Quirrell in awe, "creating microsingularities as a defensive screen." The alien vessels fired into the distortion field, but their energy weapons were captured by the intense gravity and redirected back toward their sources. One ship took a direct hit from its own weapon and broke apart, its power core detonating in a blinding flash. Gravitational manipulation at that precision. Quirrell shook his head. The energy equations alone would require computing power beyond anything we thought the humans possessed. "It's killing them," observed Vextar quietly. He was right. The Dauntless was being torn apart by its own defense system. Hull plates buckled and tore away as the gravitational distortions grew more erratic. "The rescue shuttles are clear," reported Captain Zhu. "All colonists evacuated, but the Dauntless cannot sustain that field much longer." Vextar made a decision that would later be scrutinized by the entire council. "Move us into range. Prepare to extend our shields around the human vessel." Commander Reeves stepped onto the bridge of the Dauntless just as the Phoenix Protocol reached critical instability. Warning klaxons screamed as structural integrity fields failed throughout the ship. "Shuttles," she demanded. "All the way, Commander," replied Y. "Heading for the rendezvous point." Nara nodded. "Shut down the Phoenix Protocol. Prepare to." "Commander," interrupted Takeda, "the Council ships are moving. They're coming to assist." On screen, the massive form of the Celestial Mandate positioned itself between the Dauntless and the remaining alien vessels. Its advanced shields easily absorbed the attackers' weapons fire. "They're hailing us," reported the communications officer. "On screen," ordered Nara. High Counselor Vextar appeared, his expression unreadable to human eyes. "Commander Reeves, your vessel requires assistance." "Yes, Counselor," acknowledged Nara. "Thank you for your intervention." "Do not thank me yet," replied Vextar. "The Council will have many questions about the technology you have deployed today, technology you claim not to possess. With respect, Counselor, you never asked what we possessed. You assumed we had nothing of value to offer." The ship shuddered as another system failed. "We can continue this discussion once your crew is safe," said Vextar. "Prepare for emergency transport to our vessel." 3 days later, in a private chamber aboard the Celestial Mandate, Nara faced a panel of senior council representatives. The formal hearing had been underway for hours. "Let us be clear, Commander," said Ambassador Jolan. "Your government deliberately misled the Council about human technological capabilities." "We revealed exactly what you expected to see," countered Nara. "When we first encountered Council species, you categorized us as primitive based on superficial observations. Rather than correct your misconception, we allowed it to persist." "A deception by omission," accused Counselor Drell. "A strategic decision," corrected Nara. "Humanity has encountered enough of our own history to be cautious when dealing with technologically advanced civilizations who view us as inferior." High Counselor Vextar, who had been silent for most of the proceedings, finally spoke. "The adaptive nanotechnology you call chimera, the quantum duplication system, the gravitational manipulation of the Phoenix Protocol, none of these follow established scientific principles as understood by Council races. Because we approach the problems differently," explained Nara. "When the Council races developed faster than light travel, you all followed similar paths because you shared information. Humanity developed in isolation, finding our own solutions. Solutions that nearly destroyed your own vessel," noted Vextar. "Experimental technology," acknowledged Nara. "We're still learning our limits." The Council members conferred privately for several minutes. Finally, Vextar addressed her again. "The attackers who destroyed your outpost have been identified as the Cortax, a nomadic species known for appropriating advanced technology. They must have detected the ancient artifacts your colonists discovered. Have they been dealt with? Asked Nera. The Council fleet has driven them from this sector, confirmed Vextar. But they will return. The artifacts your people found are of significant interest. Interest enough to reconsider humanity's status in the Council, pressed Nera. Vextar's scales shifted through several colors before settling. Your deception complicates matters. However, your technological innovations cannot be ignored. The Council has voted to upgrade Earth's status to provisional member, with restricted access to Council technologies and databases. It wasn't full membership, but it was progress. Nera nodded her acceptance. There is one condition, added Vextar. Humanity must share the principles behind your unique technologies, particularly the Phoenix Protocol. I'll relay your request to Earth Central Command, said Nera carefully. But I should warn you, some of our approaches may seem unorthodox by Council standards. So we have observed, replied Vextar dryly. Perhaps that is precisely what the Council needs. For too long, we have assumed our path of development was the only viable one. Your people have proven otherwise. As the hearing concluded, Ambassador Jolan approached Nera privately. You do realize, Commander, that the next time Council ships encounter human vessels, they will carry warning beacons. What warning? Asked Nera. Jolan's membrane wings fluttered with what might have been respect. Caution. Incoming human war vessel. Approach at your own risk. Nera smiled. It was a start.